So hi guys, it's Tamara coming back at you with another video. Happy New Year and welcome to 2018. I hope you're ready to see what's going to happen in 2018 for all of us. I've had a lot of clients speak to me about 2018 and they're very nervous and they're afraid. And if it helps any, I'm also a little bit nervous about the new year. I don't know what to expect. But I'm hoping and definitely praying that we all have a pretty good year. So I want to talk a little bit today about personality. And I'm going to focus specifically on selfish personality traits. I think a lot of us just coming out of the holiday season are probably processing everything and kind of going over everything in our mind, trying to figure out, where we belong with our friends and our family. And I think we're also using this time to kind of reflect and process. If we didn't do it over the holiday break, we're kind of using this time to reflect and process where we are, where we'd like to be, who we'd like to be with, not be with, who should be in our lives, who should not be in our lives. So I think that starting with Christmas all the way until a little bit after the new year, I think we're all kind of rearranging and trying to figure out where we want to be. So I want to talk a little bit about selfish personalities, and I'm going to make this a short video. If you have questions or you need clarification about anything, feel free to post comments in the comments section below. And there's actually an article to this video blog, so I'm going to post that in the description box. You can find it at blogs.psychcentral.com/caregivers. And if you go to the search box and type in selfish individuals, up will come that blog post that I wrote on this topic as well. So let's go ahead and get started. I want to give you 10 ways to assess and react to an individual who seems to be very self-centered, and we'll go from there. All right, guys, so the first tip that I have for you when working or dealing with an individual who seems to be selfish and self-centered is to move along. Sometimes these individuals don't have self-respect. Sometimes they don't even have self-control. They're very impulsive, very selfish, very self-centered. Anytime they make a move towards you or anybody else, they always have themselves in mind. So keep that in mind. Individuals who are self-centered, they care nothing about your feelings or your thoughts or your space, right? They have no boundaries. They trample over everything involving you. So when you recognize that this is a behavioral pattern in an individual, you want to move along. There might come a time where you start questioning, is this the right decision? Should I really let you go? Should I really not deal with you? But I think once you realize that it's a pattern, you need to move along. All right, so the second tip that I have is to ignore them. I think the best tool to use with individuals who are self-centered is to just ignore them. Sometimes they are very unaware of their behavior, but your behavioral reaction to them can educate them to how they're behaving. Sometimes they catch it, sometimes they don't. You might have to be more assertive and explain to them that you are not being rude, but this is my boundary. Sometimes they don't get your boundary and you need to reinforce that. But other times, just you ignoring them causes them to turn the lens inward and consider their own behavior. So that's tip number 2. Tip number 3 is avoid confrontation with them. Most individuals who are self-centered are very immature. There's no need to argue with them. Why would you argue with an individual if they care nothing about you? You're basically arguing by yourself, and it's not worth it. So I encourage you to ignore them. It's not worth it, okay? Avoid confrontation at all costs. All right, so the fourth tip that I have is rise above, and it's basically 1, 2, and 3 put in one particular tip that I'm giving you. Rise above, right? The first was move along, ignore them, avoid confrontation, and now I'm suggesting rise above. How do you rise above? You don't react, right? Don't give them a behavioral or an emotional reaction to go on. Anytime you do that with a selfish individual, they're going to shut down. They're going to do what they do naturally, which is go inward and consider themselves only. And that's creating a barrier in your communication. Why would you confront an individual who could care less about you? It doesn't make sense. You're going to tire yourself out, and it's a waste of time. Just don't. You're better off to just rise above. Okay? All right, so the next one is stick to the facts. When you're dealing with an individual who is self-centered, they're going to always have themselves in mind. Once again, they turn the lens inward, their feelings, their thoughts, their motives, their goals, right? It never concerns you. So when that's the case, right, only work with them when it comes to facts. Use dates and times of things that happen, right? If something was said over email, use your email. If something was said over text, use your text. If you're going to confront them or have a conversation with them, or you don't trust them and you need backup proof or whatever, use facts. Don't ever say, well, I feel like, right? Don't say things like, you said, right? You want to have proof. You want to be able to say, here's what you said right here, and I have it in this email, right? So you want to be able to back yourself up, but also have facts, because they can't argue the facts, right? A selfish or self-centered individual wants to argue the facts, and you don't need to do that. It's a waste of time. Okay, so the next one is avoid feeling indebted to them or responsible. Selfish individuals have a very good way of making you feel like you're the problem. There's no need to do that, right? There's no need to feel indebted or responsible to them. You're not. You're your own person, and as long as you respect them and care about them, and as long as you're not trying to hurt them, that's all you need to be concerned about. If they want you to do something that you clearly don't want to do and they continue to push you, don't feel indebted or responsible. You have the right to say, nope, these are my boundaries. I'm asking you to stop, right? That's your individual right. You're human. You deserve space. Okay? The next one is reassess your boundaries, right? Reassess. Did I cause this? Did I say something or do something that made this person think that it's okay to treat me this way, right? Did I give off the wrong signals? Did I give off the wrong vibe? Did I have some kind of way that I misled this person unintentionally? And if so, then you owe it to that person to have a conversation with them and say, look, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to send those signals. I didn't mean to make you think this, but this is where I stand. And I think they're going to respect you for that. Hopefully they will, right? It's hard to tell with somebody who's self-centered. They only think of themselves. But hopefully, they will respect the fact that you're taking responsibility. You're being accountable, right? If you gave off the wrong message and the wrong vibes, then you should fix that, okay? Other than that, reassess your boundaries. Figure out, did I cause this, or are they just self-centered, right? All right, so the next one is use opportunities to educate. What I mean by this is using every opportunity that comes your way with that individual to show them that this is how you should treat somebody. This is my boundary, right? This is how I think. This is how I feel about things. So let me give you an example of that. Say your brother comes over to have dinner with you and your husband, right? Say you're a woman and your brother comes over to have dinner with you and your husband. You might fix a certain food and your brother says, I don't like spaghetti. Why would you fix that and invite me over and I don't like spaghetti, right? You can use that moment to say, oh, I'm sorry, I didn't think of that. I was thinking about everybody and I thought spaghetti would be a dish that everybody could enjoy. I'm so sorry. I just thought maybe that would be the best decision, right? So what you're doing in that encounter is you're saying, I was considering everybody. I wasn't just considering you. So when you model that, which is my next suggestion, when you model positive behavior and behavior that considers everybody else, then you are kind of educating, right? You're using that opportunity to educate the person to how they should think and feel about a situation, right? So yes, model. That was my next tip for you. Model behavior, right? If you work with somebody who's selfish, or you live in the same household with someone who's selfish, or you see somebody frequently who is self-centered, model appropriate behavior. And the way to do that is to be kind to other people in front of them. Use opportunities to say thank you. I appreciate you thinking of me, right? You can use opportunities to drop little hints, which basically you're trying to educate. You're modeling how they should be. All right, and then the final tip that I have for you on my hefty little sheet over here, in case you're wondering, why does she keep looking down? Well, I have a tip sheet. But the final tip that I offer you is remain true to yourself. Don't let somebody who's self-centered push you into a category that you don't belong in. Is that fair to you? Absolutely not. Is that fair to everybody else who respects who you are as an individual? Absolutely not. So use as many opportunities as you can to show that person, I'm going to be me no matter what, and you're not going to push me out of my rightful zone, right? I have earned this category, which is my category, and I am not going to change, right? It's okay to be open-minded, right? It's okay to consider other people's perspectives and their wishes and their feelings. But I also think a selfish individual is going to push you as far as they think they can, right? The ultimate goal of most selfish people is to get what they want. And if they can push you into being somebody that you're not, they win. So don't let them do that. It's not worth it. Remain true to yourself. Alright guys, so thanks so much for being with me today on YouTube. Again, Happy New Year. I'm so happy that you are here with me. Stay tuned for more videos. I'm going to be posting more videos on my new YouTube channel. You can actually visit that channel. You'll find a couple of videos on there as it is. My YouTube channel is www.youtube.com/TamaraH and you can see all the other videos that I've done on mental health and relationships. I will be talking a little bit more about trauma-informed care, so stay tuned for those videos. In the meantime, guys, please hit the like button and the bell on the side. The like button does all of us a favor. What it does is it kind of helps to push my channel into a category where other people will have access to this information as well. If you hit the bell on the side of the video, you're going to get notifications of when I upload brand new videos. Videos are uploaded every Friday, so don't miss them. And if you go to my blog at blogs.psychcentral.com/caregivers, you'll find the article to this video, and you'll also find a couple of other articles as well, about personality disorders and relationships. So thank you so much once again, guys, and I will see you soon. As always, I wish you well.